This week on Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes, our illustrious host Nathan is finally back in the studio with us. We also get to discuss all of the news out of San Diego Comic-Con, and we give our weekly NerdOns. So sit back and enjoy this jumbo episode.
Welcome to Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes.
You don't sound like Mike.
No, I don't. I do apologize. I have somehow made it back into the seat.
Usurper is back.
That Vato Mexican prison, Nathan.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll be here for tonight and then gone for another 6 years or something. I don't know.
It's like if Blaze came back.
Deep cut there.
That hurt me to the core, actually. I didn't know I was disliked that much.
When you miss as many shows as Blaze, you know, you kind of get on that category level.
It does.
Yeah, he's going on like 212 episodes he's missed, that asshole.
Yeah. It looks like I'm back for a while. I think work's going to be calmed back down. I'm not going on any crazy adventures. It's been a busy couple of weeks. But here I am.
It's been a busy couple of weeks.
I guess that's the important thing is you're finally back, man.
Yep.
Good to have you
Welcome back.
Charles,
welcome back.
Missing, looking into your eyes across the room.
I bet it's been like a vacation for Charles. And he's been like, fuck, he's coming back. Like, start showing up late again.
I have to be accountable again.
It's more Stockholm Syndrome for him right now.
Yeah.
He's like, when's Nate coming back? When's Nate coming back?
And then I'm here, and he's like, fuck, I didn't actually want him back.
I just remembered all the good times, none of the bad times.
Yeah.
No, they're all bad times. Just like going back to an old relationship.
An abusive one.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I hope you guys are strapped in for probably a long podcast because there's a lot going on this weekend.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con was going on this weekend, so we got a lot of announcements.
Don't worry, man. I'm strapped on and ready to go.
Good. I'm lubed up and ready to slide this all over you guys in your ears.
Awesome.
I know that doesn't make sense, but
I gotcha.
Real quick, I do have to say, I had a serious wake-up call while I was in Virginia. We had to do an exercise where we're in a room with a bunch of people we don't know, and all of a sudden they're like, stand back to back. Now describe the person. And the gentleman described me, and he said, well, he's tall and salt and pepper hair.
Yeah. Especially in that beard region.
You old fuck.
Yeah, I was like, salt, fuck you, man.
Wait, are you the only salt and pepper in here?
No.
TJ, your beard sort of is. I don't think your hair is, though.
When I get my hair cut, there you can see gray everywhere.
Oh, okay. I have more gray. I have less grays than when I worked for Verizon.
They came back.
A lot in my beard that I'm noticing
I have
more
a
and more.
Beard.
I feel the beard doesn't count for salt and pepper. I fear that goes to hair descriptions only.
Well, Nathan, here's the real question.
Go ahead.
How did you describe him in Revenge? Short bitch. Short, kind of bitchy, pudgy.
No, this was a guy.
Husky.
Number one.
Yeah, he's got tons of stretch marks.
Well, I had to describe him first.
Man
so
boobs.
I was like,
you were nice.
Yeah, I was like, he's a handsome. I was like more joking around. I was a handsome, bearded, tall gentleman with poofy hair. And then he fucking hit me with salt and pepper. I was like, all right, motherfucker.
Maybe he took the poofy hair joke a little too far, and that was his vengeance.
Well, because he was probably...
hair is not poofy,
it was, though. He probably was the same height as me, but he had about 3 inches of poofy hair that was coiffing on top.
Oh, fucking the Aquanet inches hair. Right there.
So, but I now realize that I'm just
old.
Yeah. Not that I'm old. I knew I was old. That people perceive me as old. That is more of the issue.
The salt and pepper, because you have dark hair, almost black hair, so it's going to show more.
Welcome to the club, Nate.
Yeah. So, after that, I called up my local newspaper and got a subscription that they'll start delivering at the house.
Hand delivering.
I thought you were going to say you called to complain about it.
I complained that I wasn't already getting it delivered. I was like, listen, I'm old. Don't you automatically sign people up for these things?
Haven't you started checking the thermostats now, make sure Christy and Marshall aren't
check
messing
it
with them.
hard. I walk outside and I just yell at people that are walking by.
Oh.
I say, "Get the fuck off my grass!" And they're like, "I'm on the asphalt, man. I know you're thinking about getting on my grass."
Isn't it the greatest thing in the world, though?
Yeah, it is. It feels pretty
I
good.
love it.
Is your AARP car coming in this week?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, I knew I was getting old when our sprinkler system had broke, and I was out there watering my lawn with my hose, and I was loving it. I was just standing there, left to right, with no agenda at all. I had no time frame. I was like, I'm so relaxed right now.
I'm just going to water this till I can't anymore.
I'm watering my yard, and I'm in fucking heaven. This is what you call a good day off.
You know why? It's because nobody is bothering you.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody wants to go out there and do that, so it's deceptively hard.
That's why I love mowing the grass. I just put some headphones on
mowing
and just
the
start
grass.
mowing the grass.
I got a push mower, so I still don't enjoy that one that much.
I have a push mower too. I still like it.
I guess I haven't got that old yet.
Yeah.
You will.
That's how TJ stays angry as he continues to use a push mower.
I got a chain, and I'm going to tie it to my lawnmower and just drive around the yard.
just in circles.
It's kind of like riding a lawnmower. It's kind of like I'm in my car. It works out. 50-50.
Get Marshall on a bicycle and attach some chains to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I saw a video of some dude just holding on to a push mower and
driving his
out
car.
the window and driving.
Was he like pulling it or something?
Yeah, he's fucking
The best one I've seen is a guy on a riding lawnmower and a guy sitting on the hood of the riding lawnmower pushing a push mower. Well,
because it's yeah,
because
that was pretty good.
Because the deck on the push mower or the riding one was broken.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It was really good. I saw that in person.
That's beautiful. And TJ was the one on the hood. He saw it as he took a selfie to remember.
No, I remember just push the mower around.
Watch out! There's a stump coming.
Turn left.
All right, let's do our nerd-ons.
Get your nerd on. 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 Get your nerd on.
Welcome back to Nerds Get Laid Sometimes, where we talk about our nerd on.
Nerd on.
Got such a big raging nerd on right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I can see it from here.
God, that's good. You want to come over and look at my nerd on?
I'm just going to lay it all over the microphone.
That was me putting
That
my
thing's
nerd
got
on
some
out.
fucking weight to it.
Such a meaty thwack. I bet you have a lot of nerd-ons.
It's my slapjack. I use it to defend myself against all them nerd bitches.
Against thoughts.
All right, Ray. What you been nerding out on?
We finished up Arrested Development season 4 and moved on to season 5. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's still not it's still not to the caliber of season 1 through 3.
No,
but it's still enjoyable. The remix I think helped it out a lot.
that Job thing at the end with the stairs.
Gosh, that was good. That was good. Yeah. So there's a lot of like good moments in it that like I really appreciate.
I love George Michael finally standing up to his dad, though.
Yeah, season 5 has started off with a lot of George Michael in it.
Yeah.
And that's been really, really good.
He's the one with the freest schedule.
Yeah. I think because he had some good things in season 1 through 3, but I think he's really developed this like kind of under his breath comedy stuff that he says, like, you know,
he just Michael Cera's the fuck out of it.
Yeah, and it works really well in this, of course.
I know you guys hate him. I love Michael Cera so much.
I
love him in Arrested Development.
I love him.
I love him in
Superbad.
I still haven't
he's
seen
great.
that.
He's great. He's great in Superbad.
I also started. Not started, but I have
your period.
I'd taken a while off, but I've been going through all these comic books that I got like months and months and months ago. So I've been watching the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, the Nickelodeon one, and it's been really good. Earth just got destroyed, so they're in space with Fugitoid, which is really fun.
Sounds like they failed then.
They did, but they went back in time and they're trying to correct it. But they just
played that game.
Exactly. That's the great thing about the show is they bring in so much from other Ninja Turtle things, and they incorporate it so well. So they started out and had this big truck thing, and I was like, okay, well, they don't have the turtle van, that's cool. And then like recently in one, like I think the season I was in before, they built the turtle van, so like it comes up later and everything, so it's really cool. April is now wearing her yellow jumpsuit, but she hasn't for like 4 seasons. And there was just a really good episode where they were dimension hopping.
A lot of fan service.
Tons of fan service. And they were dimension hopping, and they jumped into the original 89 Turtles show, and it's all the original voices and everything. And,
I heard about this one.
And they're drawn like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
In that style. So that was really fun. Then those turtles come back to the normal or their universe, and all the original turtles are in this style. And that's really because they have more of a CGI style. Then they have to go to I think they called it like the Prime realm of the Prime Turtles, and it's all in black and white and in comic book.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. So it was so good. It's so fun because they have so many things, little throwbacks and little things like that. They change up a lot of stuff in it, but it's still really good. So I see why Turtle fans love this series, because there is a lot of fan service, and it seems like the people making it just love it. Love the Turtles and all. So that's been really, really fun.
And that's on Netflix?
Hulu. That one's on Hulu. And it's seriously, it's great. I would recommend it to anyone. If you're not a huge Turtles fan, I think I am a big Turtles fan. I don't think I'm the hugest. There's people that are way bigger than me, but I love the Turtles.
You're slowly becoming a bigger and bigger one.
I am. I really am.
Over the last couple of years.
Big asshole, too.
Because I also read the comics a lot, too. Other TV challenge. The challenge has started again, so me and Allison are watching that again. The Final Reckoning. I think this is the 33rd
All right,
season.
guys, let's make the law real quick. No more speaking of the challenge on. It's not a nerd on.
It's TV I'm watching.
You can nerd out on whatever. We established that really early on.
I'm gonna nerd out on this bullet blender infomercial I was watching 3 a.m. last night.
I love infomercials. It's always been my dream to be in an infomercial.
It's not that hard, I'm sure.
I know. We should make an infomercial. What if we made an infomercial for our podcast?
Just give David Herringer another year or two. He is infomercial.
You imagine him selling this slap chop.
Hi, it's me, David Herringer. Look at this knife.
Zippity doodle.
It cuts right through my shoes.
Weight.
Do you like
I forgot to take my foot out.
Hey, Nathan. Do you
I gotta keep filming though.
I said I'd do it. It's going through the bone so easily. It's only $9.99.
Looking to channel the blood away from the wound.
And look how easily it cleans off. Someone call a fucking ambulance.
Because we gotta ship these knives out fast, and people pull over for ambulances. They can maybe leave a Band-Aid or something too.
I thought I was crazy when I told them how cheap I was going to sell these.
Crazy Davy. These knives got a herring go.
Oh, God.
So what was your nerd on?
I don't even know anymore.
Ginsu knives?
I also went to a guy was having like sort of a yard sale in a gym of comic books and memorabilia and toys and stuff like that.
Was Jim okay with this?
So I went there and
real moist in here. This is not great for comic books.
Somehow I was able to convince Allison to let me go buy more comic books. I don't know how.
I think she's hoping you'll eventually fill up the house where you can't live here anymore. And she'll just live in the hoarding halls.
She's hoping that you'll die of a stroke or something trying to carry one of these boxes back.
Yeah. She's like, this is my retirement plan. I'll burn these comics to stay warm after Ray's gone.
She's doing the long con.
But I got some additional West Coast Avengers, because that's one of the other ones that I'm trying to finish up.
Oh, so bro, Thanos is attacking. Oh, man. It's totally buzzing my mellow, bro.
Get the super surfboard. Let's pour it on out.
And I got another Alpha flight, so I think I'm like 4 or 5 away from all of
some
Alpha.
weed
Nice.
at him, man.
And we're on to Canadians
I
now.
hear Thanos is straight edge.
Hey,
Even nowadays, you mention straight edge and it kills the vibe.
Nobody likes straight edge.
No one. I got some more X Factor, so I'm almost done. I've got like 10 or so for X
So not
Factor.
only are you
You
watching
gonna-
a challenge,
are you
you're
gonna-
also watching X Factor? What season are you
Reading
on?
each page. Oh man, it's gonna eat the buckheads now.
Joe Rogan, don't make him do that.
Oh no.
That's
what
Fear
series
Factor.
are you doing on that, Ray? You doing the original like government spot or that original,
that original
volume
run.
1?
Yeah, so I have about 10-ish left on all of that, I think. And I found some. He had a big run of Marvel Comics Presents.
Oh wow!
And I have a huge ass run of that already.
Yeah.
So
Are you gonna be
my
okay?
run-
Did you ruin your shorts with your huge ass runs?
There's so much runs in here and gyms.
But yeah, so I still have a lot to get of those because that was a long run.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but I got like 20 of those, and all for like under $1 each. So that was exciting.
Really good.
We went to Howpatter this weekend. We hadn't been in a while. I haven't been in a while. I think the other guys have. And I went last week, and it was fun. But they had a sweet potato casserole,
Sounded fucking
strong
disgusting.
American ale that they had that
Was it
Allison
good?
was wanting to try. I enjoyed it. But the aroma was very, very like cinnamony and everything. It didn't. It was sweeter, and I like a sweeter beer. Because I don't love beer most of the time, but they did the rim with like a sugar and cinnamon. And I kind of wish they hadn't have done that.
Nah, pass on
But
that.
the beer itself, I thought was pretty good. Mike tried it and he didn't love it. Allison liked it.
The
so-
flavor's there. Like I can tell it's a
That's-
good beer, but there's like just something at the end that just turns my stomach.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Hefeweizens have them too. I just can't drink them. They make me. They taste like mild, like what your mouth tastes like right before you vomit.
yeah.
That like and
Acidic.
it's weird. Like if they didn't have
Like bile.
if they didn't have that flavor,
Yeah.
In
like
your throat.
that little. People love it, but I mean, some people I don't like it. But if they didn't have that, I think it would be a good beer for my taste. It's a well-made beer. It's just not for me.
Yeah, and I just can't. I've never had beers that have such strong flavors to
No.
them. They blow my
Some
mind
people
with that.
don't like it,
No, I.
which
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get to my nerd on.
We went to the river today before it started storming, and apparently maybe there was a tornado near the river afterwards. I don't know.
Like my drive home, because we floated on the Itchtuckney River. I live about a couple miles from the spring, so it's not a far drive for me. But it was damn scary. Like,
No, yeah, it was like sheets of rain
Yeah,
when
my
we were going.
my windshield wipers couldn't keep up. I
Yeah,
was going
mine
like
neither,
35
yeah.
miles an hour down there. I'm like, I'm glad we left when
We
we
didn't
did.
catch really anything when we went, so we must have been right ahead of it.
You must have, and it stormed.
I don't know.
It
Y'all
stormed
left right when we did. I don't know how
Yeah,
y'all
but
missed
you
it.
turned right,
Yeah,
or you turned left and we turned right, and if you turn right, you go right to 47 and just
Riveting,
run up.
maybe.
Riveting podcast
I know, right?
about directions.
Anyway, so that was wild. We
And-
did the
and-
river. Oh, the river, because it was like a haunted river this morning. It was crazy.
It was awesome.
I think it was scarier going to the river here than the lake on like Friday the 13th. Like it's a lot more
totally
welcoming.
was.
It was
It had
just,
this like sitting fog. There were just hundreds of spider webs that had collected dew, and it looked like they looked fake.
Yeah.
Like it was just it was a really cool, and we were almost the only people on the river.
Yeah, there were not many.
because everyone wants to go ass early in the morning, but it was just eerie because nobody was there. It was
Also,
really cool.
the first time I've ever seen a snake swimming in that river.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
As Allison, I think Allison said it perfect because Christy took a picture and it almost looked like it could be the cover of a like Southern Gothic novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
on the bayou.
yeah, the Bayou Man.
And then this,
Look at Chuck's face.
and then this weekend the.
Chuck's like, that's why I didn't go.
It's just an
Snake
oak snake. It wouldn't.
Oh no, it wasn't, and it was behind us. Was
Yeah.
so.
No,
they
it
don't
came
fuck with
right
you.
fucking for me. I had to, I had
you
to
were way
back up.
behind us though. Yeah. But
He was like, "Sup, dudes?"
Black
Sup?"
snakes, black cats, they don't like you for some reason.
that's not. It wasn't black.
It was,
it was brown.
It's like
That
an
was brown?
oaky
Oh.
brown.
Yeah.
Called an oak snake because it resembles their bark. Let's
Yeah.
go, Ray. Stop
And
trying to
I
say
also-
shit. Letting us interrupt you.
I also kind of reorganized the studio a little bit. I don't know if you can even tell.
Yeah, all the clutter's in one corner now.
Yeah. It's slowly
efficient.
starting to
Most of the
hoard.
clutter, not all of it.
No.
Yeah.
I want to play that Rising Sun game.
I do too.
Don't let it be just a brick in your jingle wall of comics and board games.
Maybe that'll be one of the ones we do next.
You're gonna fuck up the structural integrity of this room. It's gonna fall off your house.
I know. All right, that's me.
Michael.
Well, I have a pretty truncated one today, so I'll keep it quick. I've been playing Last of Us Remastered some more. This is my second playthrough. Finally maxed out all my weapons and everything, and nothing stands a chance. The game turns into a shooter.
Oh.
So it's pretty fun, though. I'm enjoying it. I'm almost through my second playthrough. If you blow through the cutscenes, that game is like 4 hours long.
Oh, really?
I was just, I don't mind that, but it's just, I'm really excited for the second one. A cool thing, and this is a pseudo nerd on, but I've been reading a new sci-fi series by Chris Fox, and it's a really interesting story because he talks about where he pulls a lot of his stuff from, like his ideas, and they're very contemporary. The thing I liked best about it is that on the third book of the trilogy, and I wish other authors did this, the author wrote a recap into the story, but it wasn't done in the same language that the book was done. It was done in just like colloquialisms. So some of the jokes fell flat, but he's like, yeah, this first book. Bet you thought you were reading the novelization of Mass Effect, because the stories are pretty similar. But it's just the idea of him having a recap. It's very helpful. And also I like to hear that just interaction with the author, because you can get an idea of where the stuff came from. The words escape inspiration. There you go. And just the fact that he recapped the story. It's when you read three novels in a row, sometimes the details can get a little fuzzy. So very appreciated, Chris Fox. Other authors, please take note. The second part of my nerd on was the pumpkin spice night that Ray was talking about earlier. So the podcast has a mutual friend named Lacey. Her mother-in-law has been wanting to spend time with the group, and there's about a 30-year age gap there, so it's very awkward. Not as much as the age gap between us and Ray, but it's there. And so she's like, hey, me and my mother-in-law are going to go, to Marion Street and Howpowder, which we talk about Howpowder all the time. It's our local brewery. Marion Street is kind of a nice little bistro next door. So, she's like, I kind of need moral support, because I don't want to hang out with my mother-in-law by myself. I'm like, okay, sure. So I go down there, and not only is it her mother-in-law, she's on a very awkward date with like a 72-year-old
mother-in-law.
guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Is on a date with this really awkward. So I don't know about this. So this is a booby trap. This is.
Gotcha.
I went into this, and the guy's cool. We're talking. He asked me about aliens, and he totally believes in them and everything. I'm like, okay, it's a pretty chill conversation. They go and cut a rug to this dude doing sweet jazz beats in the background, and everything's cool. So we go over to Howpowder, and that's where things took a turn. So we're sitting there, and I had successfully extricated myself from the mother-in-law and the awkward date. I ran upstairs, and I saw Ray and Allison, and so we started talking and chit-chatting, and lo and behold, they show up. But they're sitting at the other end of the table, so I don't have to interact with them, which is great, so I can, enjoy my beer and not have to play 20 questions with, Old Man Winter, which I will be one day, so I know my old users. So, me and Ray and Allison are talking, and I noticed the conversation next to us is getting a little heated. Now, that's strange. Everything was cool beforehand. So, we end up needing to take the guy home. And that's when things get way worse, because he proceeds to, out of nowhere, start yelling very racist comments, at Lacey's mother-in-law, just saying the most vile things, and called her crazy, and she was a lush and a drunk, and then proceeded to say how he was crazy and a murderer, and he lives with other perverts and rapists and murderers on his side of town. I think he took offense for her refusing to go back to his place. So he thought it's because you lived in a trash hole, which he did.
You sure this isn't like one of Chuck's roommates?
I mean, this could have been. I mean, Chuck's trailer's not as nice as this, and this guy's was a shithole. So, and he even said, they had me stop flying B-52s because I was too violent and psychotic. And then proceeds to go on this diatribe about how terrible Hal Patter is, and how he's never paid so much money for so disgusting swill in his life, and the place looked like a Nazi gas chamber, and that he would never go there and drink that shitty beer even under extreme duress.
I have to contest that. I have seen a gas chamber and it looks nothing like that.
Yeah, I think it was just very utilitarian, and I guess he wanted like banjos and shit on the wall like it's an Applebee's.
Oh, okay.
What's a license plate?
Applebee's.
So,
some natty light, some
and
natty
top
daddies there.
he's like, hey, he's not like, hey, he's like, I live on the end of this fucking road. This is dark, deserted dirt road. So I pull out my knife, getting ready to stab this guy when he goes completely crazy. He doesn't, but he does yell for his dog to kill us. He's like, sick 'em, Spetsnaz. I'm like, you named your dog after Russian special forces? You're fucking crazy. So, and he loved Putin. He loved talking about Putin. So that was my nerd on.
All right. Garrett?
Fuck you. All right. Well, I have an apology.
What you mean, Gary?
I need to
Sorry.
Terry.
give to everybody. TJ started the season 5. Ray finished season 4, started season 5. I restarted season 1 of Arrested Development, and I take back what I said about it not being that funny.
Thank you.
But I will say it's throwing me off because I thought stuff that had happened was like in season 2 to 3. I didn't realize some of the stuff was going on in season 1.
That show is the worst about it. They set up a long game on those jokes.
Like Buster and Lucille Estero, I thought they got together in season 2. It's like the 3rd episode.
The seasons do blur together because they. To me, I think it's because they all have the same tone except for the British Eyes Only storyline.
Like I said, I didn't think the first season when I first started watching was that good compared to 2 and then getting into 3. But yeah,
but you were wrong.
I was wrong. I admitted I was wrong. But yeah, I started that, so I have the rest of it to go through.
So
2, 3, 4, and 5.
Possibly be wrong about other things.
I thought The Office was great. I thought March was great.
I wonder
sexuality. No.
I wonder if this means maybe you're wrong about not taking off days and going with us on beach trips.
No, putting for days off and stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah. Well,
if he had time to watch all of season 1 of Arrested Development,
I'm not done with the first
season. It seems like
doesn't matter.
that he would have had time to come to the river with us.
That's true too.
I work today.
Well, you didn't have to. You knew about
3 months notice, and he couldn't put in a slip of paper.
I'm seriously about this far, and this far being very, very, very
Actually,
not
you're
far.
a little farther than you think.
To stabbing Chuck the next time he doesn't show up to something. So
yeah.
Anyway, what was your nerd-ons, fucker?
That was one of them. I've started season 1 again of Arrested Development, and I actually am enjoying it now, fucker. Good. But other than that, I am further into the second installment of South Park's video game series, The Fractured Butthole.
Jesus, right?
Are you enjoying it?
I complained last week about I wasn't liking the combat system, and I've had really play with the knives. Really? Fuck. But almost quit playing it because of spontaneous booty. One of the boss fights I had, I could not get past that. A stripper with an insta-kill ass attack.
Sounds about right.
Have you played it, Mike?
No, but it makes sense that you couldn't handle a stripper's ass attack.
You have to chase this one stripper down because
you're probably really good at that part.
Yeah, you're like fuck.
Because she has this is real, supposedly the whereabouts of Scrambles, the cat that Coon and friends are trying to find.
Stripper would cry more.
Well, you're chasing after this stripper, and all of a sudden, spontaneous booty, this large African-American stripper comes in with an instant kill attack, and she has a meter that continually fills up no matter if it's your turn or the opponent's turn. And
No one
she
knows
has
what
a
this means.
9x9 grid that she attacks in.
So an area of effect ass attack.
Yes.
That's insta kill.
And it was annoying as hell. It took me about 2 hours to get past that.
All my melee guys are dying.
It took me forever to realize I have to keep running and using knockback attacks to get away from her. But then I got to the point in the game where I'm like,
knock back that ass. Huh?
So you were being a fart knocker.
and then I realized the amount of shit they got away with in this game.
Literally, apparently.
Yeah. There's one where you have to fight Professor Chaos with his mecha Mexicans. He has a mech suit made out of tinfoil and Mexicans.
That sounds like South Park.
Yeah, that's absolutely South Park.
Yeah.
It's-
I mean,
Trey Parker would never be able
Yeah.
to.
I had to put the controller down and just sit
Never
there
be
and
able
just
to
shake my
direct a
head and
Guardians of
smile.
the Galaxy film.
no.
Oh, yeah, they would stay far away from.
And I can't say the name of the boss I'm on now, but it's like a Cthulhu. It's an elder god that consumes dark meat, and there's a reason why. It's tied in with the police department and all the shenanigans that go on with the police department.
This sounds very topical.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's
Glad
I
you're
literally
enjoying it.
I've laughed at more things I shouldn't be laughing at, but I can't help it because it is
I
funny.
bet you
I
have.
bet it's old giggle fest up in
Yeah,
Chuck's
like-
it's pretty bad.
I knew
but,
other people felt like me.
La Casa Gary.
I mean, the only time you can damage the enemy is it has to eat white meat. So, yeah. But other than that, I've been checking FedEx tracking because my order for
severed head's
BBTS
coming
is it's shipped. I think it was Thursday. For my Apocalypse Build-A-Wave set, and it's in Ocala right now, and they're saying, it should be delivered by Thursday.
Ocala?
Yeah, it's shipped from Wisconsin Thursday.
It's Smart Post. You
Yeah.
should get it. You should get it tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah, they say Thursday. I'm like, I'm getting it earlier than that.
I don't think I've ever had anything go to Ocala. They always go to Jacksonville.
It's not FedEx. It's that Smart Post thing where they deliver it to a FedEx location, then it goes to the post office.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the post office delivers it.
So that's why it's taking so long.
There you go.
Well, it took forever for BBTS to get it in stock because it wasn't supposed to be shipped till August.
Which
BBTS
wave
is
is
a
this?
big bad toy store
Yes.
for those not in the know for toys.
Let's actually talk about the not boring part about this. What did you actually order? I missed that part.
The Apocalypse,
Okay,
the
Build a
Apocalypse
Wave.
Wave X-Men 3, which was Magneto, Tiger Stripe Wolverine, Psylocke, Gladiator, Multiple Man, and Sabretooth.
I'll pay you to keep doing that.
All right.
And hey, that's pretty much been my nerd on.
TJ.
Yeah, way to underwhelm us.
Always. Are you really expecting more?
Keep the bar low for me, Chuck.
I
That's all.
always
That's
expect
all I
low.
ask.
Well, sat around and yelled at folk in the yard
Keep it
while
low
reading comic books.
for this monotone
Yeah.
asshole about to give us.
I had fun doing nerd things. Nathan,
I
Can
tried
you
to go,
tell my fun?
Tried to go scalloping on Saturday.
Heard that didn't work out.
No, my brother-in-law's boat broke down. We got stranded a mile.
surprise.
I know. Got stranded a mile and a half out in the water. Had to get
God.
someone to tow us back.
We have to have Patrick on here at some point. Patrick is the wildest.
I'll arrange it.
in his defense, the motors have broken down literally every time we've gone out. He just wasn't able to fix it.
Yeah, he didn't have a toolbox on the boat, so that's
that's
the only
his
reason
fault.
That's
we
his
were.
bad.
Yeah, he felt really bad about it, but
And we didn't get scallops.
Just
and
swim
no
a little
scallops.
further.
We were a half mile from where all the boats were lined up, where everybody was scalloping, so we could watch everybody else do it.
You couldn't get someone to tow you over there?
You couldn't have paddles.
People are too busy
We had-
scalloping.
We had an oar, but for an 18-foot boat, and
Oh, God.
3-foot oar is not going to do much.
What are you
for
going to do? Like pass it back and forth? Hop, hop, hop.
Yeah, exactly.
TJ should have just jumped in the
Yeah,
water
yeah,
and
push
pushed
it.
that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I probably
You
could
could-
have. It's
you-
a Gulf. I could have
Yeah.
probably stood
You
on the
could
bottom and
push
pushed
a
the boat
mower.
up.
Why don't you? Yeah, just out of the channel, which is super easy. He's like, this is what I've been training for all those years.
Tied a rope to the boat, bit it with your teeth, and swam forward.
Or just tied the mower to it and pushed it to the side. The water's flooding the engine, guys, but I'm getting there.
Damn seaweed's going down.
It's like, oh my God, wherever TJ steps, Bay and St. Augustine grass starts growing. He's reverse terraforming the ocean.
Let's see.
What kind of mower is that?
Katie and I have been watching New Girl.
Boom.
Does she know you're
middle of
watching
season
her?
3.
Season 3?
Yeah, we're about the middle of that.
Damn, Chuck.
It's Coach just came back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Craig T. Nelson?
not that one. The other one.
For our 30-year-old and up viewers.
No one's going to get that reference. It took me like 2 minutes
You
to
just
get that
murdered
reference.
Chuck with it, though.
No, it's what he said earlier.
He was like, it was his
Saint
voyage.
Augustine.
It was up his voyeur. No, it was TJ said, "Been watching New Girl." I'm like, does she know?
Yeah.
That's
Chuck likes
up
those
Chuck's,
jokes.
Chuck's direction.
That's
Oh,
right
yeah.
up Chuck's alley.
So
It's up his erection.
It's Laugh Alley.
Katie and I also finished the Lego roller coaster.
Yeah, that looks awesome, man.
Badass.
That is so much fun. I just sat there and they have a little wheel that kind of stops the cars when it gets to the bottom. I just turned it off and just let the cars just fucking go around it. And I'm just having a blast
Did you
with
put
it.
little Lego vomit everywhere?
No, but
Oh my god!
we've had like 4 accidents where, you sit the Lego people down in there and they kind of clip in there with the system. And then,
Well, now you know how easy it is for Six Flags to murder their people.
we had like 4 people fall out of it at this point.
Man, it's like, was it a Busch Gardens set?
I think so. I think it might have been.
Ow.
That's what they said.
So new stuff I got this week.
Chlamydia.
I got a new
Herpes.
phone.
Damn.
iPhone 8.
Oh,
yeah.
snap.
Yeah. I didn't want to get a 10 because
You're a fool.
no, it's just
Party. Nice guy.
it's too big.
He's too old to.
The 10's too big?
The 10 and the 8
The
aren't that
7X
big of a
is
difference.
huge.
It's a little bit longer, and I use like a wallet. I use the wallet
Didn't you
case
have
and
a Plus
everything.
before?
No, I had a Note.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Katie had a Plus. She got a 8 Plus.
You got an 8?
Yeah.
Cool. That's TJ's. TJ's always like smaller phones.
Yeah. It's just easier for me with working outside and everything else. It's easier for me to put it in my pocket and just.
It's a good
The,
phone.
the only man who turns down extra inches.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Chuck doesn't. Pile them in, boys.
Hey, you
One
gotta pay
after
bills
t'other.
somehow.
Found a great deal on a Hot Toys Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah, you
So
did.
free?
Decided-
Did they pay you to take it?
Almost. I mean, it was. It's 130.
Did his New Balances look good? It's a well done
they're really-
head sculpt
it's-
for it coming with nothing.
Yeah, for it being what it is, I thought 130 was a very fair price.
I would have just kept my $130.
Well, I think it's going to be. I think the price is probably going to go up with it being in. Because I think he's going to be in Avengers 4.
It's going to come out of the whole stone.
Yeah.
Little did they know every soul goes to that planet.
Why would it go up because of the Avengers 4?
Because he's going to be in it, and there's not going to be one.
Popularity. They'll get people will want it.
You know how easy it is to crank out a Quicksilver figure? I'm sure they'll have.
Like it would drop the price if they put another one out.
They probably won't put the another one
No,
out.
this
Like
is the vintage one.
Like when they said that they weren't going to put a Doctor Strange out, and those went nuts on everywhere.
I don't know. I don't think they'll put another one out.
I don't think they'll
personally.
do another one of him.
I don't think they'll put another one out.
Also got a Sideshow Captain Han Solo from Hoth.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Captain Hodge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the first Han Solo 12-inch figure I've gotten. So
Nice.
Is it really? That's your first Han Solo?
yeah, I don't want to get the
Everybody
episode
but
4
Han.
one. I want to get an episode 5
Why don't you
version.
want the 4?
There's an Empire, man.
I'd rather get the
Okay.
Empire version. It's not one I want to get a lot of different versions of the
Okay.
figure of. So
Gotcha.
You need some consistency.
yeah, you got to put some limits on Star Wars at some point, or it's
that's
just
true.
going
They
to
just
murder you.
keep cranking them the fuck out.
Yeah. And last but not least, I got
Exchange.
the Hot Toys Batman Armory
Yeah.
with the Bruce Wayne and Alfred figures included. It was a steal. I mean, so it couldn't really pass it up.
It's a very cool set.
It's a very cool set.
It comes with Bruce Wayne. It comes with Alfred. It comes with the armory from the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I feel like it's almost, you would call it a conversation
and
piece
it
because
comes
it's just
with
so much to
Batman.
look at.
It comes with a Batman figure itself as well that you can put in the armory. You can swap the head and neck sculpt out so it looks like it's just a suit
empty
sitting
suit.
there. Or you can put the other stuff on it, like the cape and and hands and everything else, and you have a Batman figure. So
or a cowlless Batman when you throw Bruce Wayne's head sculpt on.
Yeah. So I basically got 3 Hot Toys figures, and I got this set at a just ridiculous price of $335.
Oh. Those things were $5 or $6 when they came out.
They were $600 when they came out with that set.
People trying to get rid of them, I guess, like companies who have backstock.
Well, one of the metal rods was broken. That kind of sit in place on the suit.
Yeah.
I fixed it within like 5 minutes after getting it. But I don't think that was half the price. I mean, that's like $100 a figure, and that armory version of Batman's supposed to be like the Dark Knight Batman to get from Hot Toys.
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of. They had very select figures that I think looked really good. Like I got the DX one, the Dark Knight Returns, which I liked because it came with a head sculpt and everything. It's getting into the weeds here, but it's a really cool piece, and I'm excited to see it displayed.
Yeah, I want to see it in person. So congrats to that.
Thank you.
That it for you?
That's all.
All right. So
okay, let's move on to the news.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Well, we did warn you. There's a lot of podcasts, and we're
a lot of podcasts this week
when it comes to NerdOns. All right. So I watched Glow season 1 and 2. Phenomenal show.
Chuck hated it.
He did because he has bad taste.
That's true.
He hated Arrested Development season 1.
Exactly.
He's going to go back and watch Glow season 1 and 2 and see how good it was.
Especially after your glowing recommendation.
I mean, it's just got a phenomenal story. The acting is terrific. Mark Maron, the comedian,
Mark Maron.
He's one of the he plays the director that's putting it all together with the producer. He's so fucking good because he's just the perfect asshole. He's an asshole you love because he's just a drunk, kind of washed up director who now is directing a woman's wrestling TV show that this is the 80s, so it's a brand new idea, and it's just so well done. A lot of fun. Like I was like, I'll watch an episode or 2 of the first season, and we'll watch something else, and we watched the entire 2 seasons within 2 days. Like, nice. And I usually don't binge that.
Me and Allison watched a few episodes of it, and I think something like Stranger Things or something came out, so we watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and then lost it.
I find it it's extremely good.
We're gonna have to put a reverse gear on Chuck's bike with all this backpedaling he's doing.
Yeah.
I've been watching some more comedians in cars getting coffee.
Yeah, they added some extra ones.
Yeah, it's a great show. I like Jerry, man. Like he just has.
I love Jerry.
He's sharp. He's very quick. Especially the dude's 63 and he looks fucking phenomenal.
He loves infomercials as well.
Yeah,
his favorite's Flex Seal.
Yeah, well, but what I've really found is even with episodes with people I really don't care about, like people like Jay Leno, they're still good because the conversations they have. Because especially Jerry's
drive that Volvo that was it Peter Fonda or someone like that had made for him.
No, that was David Letterman.
Oh, that was Letterman. That was hilarious.
Because I think he's like Paul Newman.
He's
like Paul Newman called me up out of nowhere and said he was getting his station wagon with like a souped up like.
And he threw out all these words and he's Letterman's like.
I was scared of Paul Newman, so I said, "Yeah."
And he said, "If Paul Newman says he's going to have a car made for you, you say yes."
Yeah, you say it. But that's saying that they have these just really good conversations about
the
everything.
Crazy guy that I had dinner with the other night that I talked about, he raced Paul Newman.
That's true.
And won.
Yeah, but just especially when they talk about comedy and just the whole idea of like. Why being a comedian is what it is as far as being difficult, but then also how it's so timeless. They're like, you can take a 1930s Buster Keaton movie and it'll still hold up. You take a romantic movie from the 30s or 40s.
Especially with those practical effects that Buster Keaton did.
But you take like a romantic movie from that time and it's so dated and corny, and like comedy kind of just transitions through time and kind of goes. And the episodes like that, I'm like, such a... I don't know, insightful as
they get really deep into their craft.
And that's the thing is, even people I don't personally like or find interesting, it's still interesting to hear how they got there, what they they say, and just their
Jimmy
opinion.
Fallon was my prime example of that. I don't really care for Jimmy Fallon.
I don't like Jimmy Fallon, but his episodes.
There've been a ton of them that I've been like, I don't like this person. I might skip it, but. It's also like only 15 or 20 minutes, so I'm like, I'll just let it play through. And they're good.
A majority of the episodes, I'm like, I really don't care for this person that much, or I'm not that big of a fan. But then I watched it, and I'm glad I did because, and I say a lot of it is just Jerry's how witty he can be. Like, because a lot of times nobody cares because they'll be trying to make a point. Like, well, I'm from here. He's like, no one gives a shit where you're from. Yeah. So if you haven't watched the show, give yourself an hour and watch 5 episodes because that's what you can probably.
Is it on Netflix or YouTube?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. But it's. They're probably on YouTube. I think it started as YouTube.
It was webisodes. It's a web show.
It's definitely. I mean, like Mike, if you're on lunch, it's a perfect put on the phone.
Yeah,
because you don't need a big screen. You're more. It's going to be audio. There is some visuals.
You could honestly listen to it as a podcast instead.
You would.
I'm going to do that then at work.
You kind of want to watch the Jimmy Fallon one because
you want to see him
Jerry Seinfeld in shorts.
Yeah,
was
there
pretty
are little
awesome.
things like that are visual things, but I agree with Nathan's the one that mentioned it, and I'd seen it, but he said that it was really good. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and I've loved it.
Yeah, it's very good. I've been binging on Hoarders, and so I just wanted to bring this up because I'm starting to see a lot of the signs here in Ray's house. I'm seeing
these are going to be worth something.
I'm seeing things being stacked. He's always bringing more stuff in, and his wife has just gave up.
Yes.
She's not trying to fight it anymore. She's becoming just an enabler of it.
At least the trash paths will be very organized because it'll be just walls of just uniform comic boxes.
Like
an art piece.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye out for Black Cat when we come up, guys. I don't want to pull him out from underneath a comic box one day.
107 copies of this X-Men comic. Can we throw
there were so
160?
No!
I'm worried about the structure of your house with all the weight of this paper. But it's good.
Those are the
trash
worst.
TV. I just love it.
I would also. There's also another show where they just do like super cheap people. That's a great show as well.
Super cheap.
Oh, I actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like this one lady wanted to make a lasagna, so she bought like 3 pounds of beef fat and a little bit of meat. She poured in marinara sauce that she's used before and put it back into the jug. And then, to save energy, she cooked it in the dishwasher while washing her dishes.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Favorite type of hoarding is animal hoarding. I don't know what it is because
that hit close to home for you.
Yeah, almost.
Those episodes, Nate, are the key reason I'm glad there's no such thing as like smell-o-vision.
Oh god,
because I can kind of just smell it just looking at it.
Imagine. I see the people's faces when they walk in. I'm like, you poor person.
Like, there's 2 main smells.
They chose to do this show.
There's cat piss, and then there's dirty dog, like unwashed dog is so
Nate,
disgusting.
have you got to one of them where the guys stay in the night there to kind of get into the head of the people yet?
No, we actually started
into his head.
We started on season 4, and there's just so many episodes where like people are like, "Yeah, I just sleep in my car sometimes because I don't want to deal with getting through my house to get to my patch of bed."
Where the guy that one of the guys that comes in to help,
and sleeps,
and he'll stay in the house with them.
Fuck that.
And it just most of them have no electricity, so there's no air conditioning.
Yeah, there's no running water most of the time.
Good God!
And it's just like they use the bathroom wherever they can.
It's just disgusting. I found a new band I've been checking out. I've sent to Ray and Mike. I never heard anything, but it's called Church of the Cosmic Skull. It is just really fun psychedelic rock. Really well done.
I'm planning on listening to it on the way home.
I'm really bad about not
reason.
listening to things when people send them to me, but we were going to Valdosta that day, so I played some of it on the way back. The first song on that album I really, really enjoyed.
Mountain High, I think.
Yeah, the next 2 or 3 I wasn't as into, and then Allison wanted to listen to something else, so that's as far as I got.
Let's listen to Shovels and Rope again.
I started playing The Division, the game, and
is that Tom Clancy?
It's Tom Clancy. Okay. It has a lot of people liked it. I guess it was mixed reviews.
Want to borrow my copy? I can't fucking play it.
Yeah, sorry about that. But after you talked about, Xbox has that Game Pass, and for 3 months it was $10. I was like, I'll try it out. The Division was on it. It's fun, but like I'm getting pretty pissed because I'm used to most shooters. If you take a headshot, the person dies. This is not the case in the Division. Like you got to fucking just keep pumping rounds, and I really don't like the play of it. I'll give it another day or 2, but I'm probably gonna.
Okay, I thought that was a lot of lag. I was taking so long to kill people.
I'm just shooting the fuck out people and they're not dying. I also finally finished Mr. Mercedes. really enjoyed that book a lot, actually. So
Stephen King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephen King, Mr. Mercedes, it kind of ties into The Outsider. As far as with the character Holly, this is her introduction in this with Bill Hodges, and it's really well done. Like I don't want to go into too much of it. I highly suggest if you like Stephen King, you'll really like it. The character development is just as good. I think I like The Outsider more in comparison, but
Were there mild supernatural elements?
None at all.
With
no. This is a straight terrorism style book. It's the premise, real quick, is there's this guy. There's a job fair one morning, and there's about 7,000 people outside waiting for it.
hell of a job fair.
And it's like in a poor town. I went to a job fair one time. There's 3,000 people that showed up in Lake City. So it's not uncommon, especially during the recession, which I think is when this book was written. But this guy steals a Mercedes and just plows through the crowd of people and kills like 8 people, a mother and a baby, and
More
injures a
jobs
bunch
open.
of people, and then gets away with it. Bill Hodges, he was the main detective. He's retired. He's pretty much been thinking about killing himself for the last couple of weeks, and out of nowhere, he gets a letter.
At home, Chuck.
He gets a letter, and it's from Mr. Mercedes. And it's pretty much saying things like, you've been watching a lot of trash TV. He's trying to push Bill to kill himself.
Yeah.
What it does is reignites Bill, like,
His
passion to find Mr. Mercedes, and the story goes from there. The characters, like I said, it's really well done. I'm going to read the second book,
Finders Keepers.
Finders Keepers. I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
Knock out the trilogy. So, highly suggest Mr. Mercedes, especially if you enjoyed The Outsider.
Yeah.
You'll like
Cool.
it. So that is for the Nerd On. We're
Bunch of
going
Nerd Ons.
to take a quick break and come back with the news and talk about wait.
As a prequel to The Outsiders, how do you feel that The Outsider, kind of compares?
Stepping away from it, I think I enjoyed The Outsider overall story more.
Mhm.
I liked the characters, what was going on with just the mystery of, especially how it started, of wondering, how did this murder happen? How is there's 2 people in one time? Because in Mr. Mercedes, you get a lot of POV from the Mr. Mercedes himself. Like, you get his side of the story. So there's not really a mystery. It's more of how are these guys going to come together, and what exactly is he going to do. While with The Outsider, I like the villain being more on the outscopes of the story and being more of a mystery. You want to know what's going on, and
supernatural.
you're working towards it. Because I would have really, and I say this because I've read it now, but I think I would have enjoyed it more that if you never would have got Mr. Mercedes' side, at least for half the book or maybe even to near the end, I think it would have been a lot more mysterious as Bill was trying to figure things out. Because Bill's trying to figure out what's going to happen. He's making contact with Mr. Mercedes through this website called the Blue Umbrella. It's like a private chat that you go on, you chat, and then once you get done, it deletes it out. And so you're getting some of that, but I wish that you wouldn't have seen. I can't remember what Mr. Mercedes' name is in the book, but
Brady something.
Brady Hartsfield. You're going through his life, his day-to-day job, and you're getting his insight, which is all good. It's very entertaining, but I think I would have enjoyed it more of a mystery.
Is there anything supernatural about him?
Not a single thing.
I think there will be in the later books.
Yeah.
I think so. But that's enough about this. Let's move on to the news.
Move on to the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to the newsman of the evening, Jimmy Ray Hancock. Come on now. He's with the news. You're gonna read the news now. Jimmy Ray is reading the news. Hey Ray, what type of news you got tonight? I hope it's good. This is Ray with the news. Here we go. Ray's with the news channel. Ray's reading the news channel. Ray's reading the news channel. Ray's reading the news channel.
All
So
right.
we had a
lot of news.
So San Diego Comic-Con's going on this week, so we had a lot of stuff that came out in the news, a lot of trailers, a lot of all that.
Yeah.
As usual, this will all be linked to in our show notes, so if there's a trailer you hadn't checked out yet, click on that, take a look.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of all of this stuff. First up, Comcast dropped its bid for Fox.
Yep.
This was kind of everyone was expecting this to happen because Fox honestly didn't even have to accept another bid if Comcast decided to put one in.
Yeah.
Listen, I got some cutting edge info from Latino News. They let us know that actually Comcast never actually wanted to buy it. Their shareholders that were told that let's just put a bid in and hike the price up more so we get more money. So,
Is that for a real thing?
No, I just made that up.
Oh, yeah. I wonder almost.
Another thing I read about that is that they're going to concentrate their efforts on just buying Sky, which was part of the
was
Disney
part of
deal.
the big thing.
Yeah.
Did that not go through with the Fox deal?
No, because Fox was supposed to buy the controlling interests of Sky, and now Comcast is going to bid against Fox on that, and Fox can't bid on it unless Disney does it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the vote on this is supposed to go through on the 27th.
Okay. CW has announced that there will be a Batwoman series joining the Arrowverse, and we already knew Batwoman was going to be showing up in some of the crossovers and stuff like that, but apparently they're just deciding, hey, let's just go ahead and throw a series out there.
Yeah.
So Batman has not been in Arrowverse. What are y'all's thoughts of Batwoman all of a sudden showing up in
I'm fine
this?
with it. They've mentioned Batman, and they've mentioned him. They haven't had him show up.
Yeah.
Kind of like Superman. I think he showed up for a little bit.
Yeah, he
was
did-
Wonder Woman?
No,
Yeah,
he's
he-
Wonder
Superwoman.
Woman,
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Yeah, he showed up in a few episodes, but he's they reference him a lot. But
Yeah, she
he's-
talks about her cousin all the time.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm cool for it. I thought are they making a Batgirl movie with Josh Whedon? Wasn't that a rumor
No,
thing?
that was a thing that was going to happen.
And
But
then
Josh
he
Whedon
dropped out.
Yeah, dropped out. I don't know if that's still going on, but
he had
later
to go
on we're
erase
talking
some tweets.
Yeah, maybe. Freeform announced that Cloak and Dagger will be getting a second season. I've been watching the first season of it. I'm surprised by it. I actually really like it. It is a little cheesy. It is a teenage drama, of course, but it is a lot darker
so
than
is
I
the comic.
expected. Yeah, absolutely. It is a lot darker than I expected it to be. So I've been liking it. I don't know what day it comes on, but I usually watch it while I'm waiting for our podcast to upload and everything. So that's been pretty cool. We've kind of alluded to this, but Marvel has severed ties with director James Gunn. Apparently 6 to 10 years ago, James Gunn wrote some, I would say, questionable, horrible taste.
In poor taste.
Yeah, very poor taste.
Shitty tweets.
Tweets that were supposed to be quote-unquote jokes.
He forgot
Faceless
to put the
jokes.
JKs.
Yeah, that's what it was. But some alt-right person went and dug around.
Michael
and-
Cernovich, I think
Is
his
that?
name is.
Yeah, I think something like
Michael,
that.
son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
That's
pretty
exactly
much.
his MO.
And Disney, he's James Gunn has apologized for these years ago.
Yeah.
And he's apologized again recently and basically said, hey guys, I mean, I did this stuff. It was in really poor taste. I have changed. I'm a different person now. But he's gone. Guardians 3 is looking like it's going to be under someone else's watch. He's done the script already.
I have to say he bowed out like a gentleman, though.
He absolutely did.
The thing he released is like, I totally understand where Disney's coming from.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, Disney is a multi-billion-dollar, these monies are where the movies are where they get their money from. They don't want any risk, boycotts or, stuff like that. So he completely understands where Disney's coming from.
Yeah, and again, you don't want to burn your bridges on his front.
Yeah.
Don't burn your bridges. Just step back, be graceful about it.
absolutely.
Say, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Take your time. You can come back.
Because they could always change their mind on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they will, because I
I do
think
too.
I think being fired by Disney now with their entertainment monopoly is almost a blacklist now.
I think
WB
he'll
could pick him
definitely get. I think even Disney would work with him again in the future, because I guarantee what you'll see. He stepped back. He's apologized. He'll probably make some donations. Put money towards things like kind of do some PR work up and give him a year or two, and he'll come back with another project, and that'll be it.
Some people are hoping that WB picks him up for the Jeff Johns written Green Lantern, which totally fits him. I think the thing from all of this is the stuff that he was involved with before. Like, before Disney picked him up, he was a Troma director and writer.
No, he was a trash director for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they knew about this stuff. There's no way Disney didn't know about this
one of
stuff.
his most famous movies has Ellen Page basically raping Ray
yeah.
Wilson.
That wasn't even a
Super.
trauma thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean that was the
Hard
movie.
Candy?
Super.
Super.
Super. Okay.
That was the movie I think that he did before he kind of made that next jump up. Actually,
Yeah,
They got
that
him
was
noticed.
right there.
No, yeah, the dude definitely had a trash past as
And a
far
dark
as
sense of humor,
yeah,
for sure.
So I mean, it's one of those things. Like he was barking himself at attacking like conservatives and mostly Trump and stuff, and that's where these guys went and pulled it back up. And just Disney, I think, is one of those companies that they knew about it, but it's now front page news. They're not going to fuck around with it.
They have
And
to do
I mean,
something.
pedophilia, which is one of the things that and rape are not
You
funny
just don't
things.
make
They're
jokes
just
about
not
that
funny. But again, this was 10 years ago. I think
Back
he
when
was
this
still
stuff
in his
was funny.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I think he was still in his 30s or 40s at the
He
time.
was in his
So
40s.
he knew better. But again, if he's doing trauma stuff and stuff like that, like you're on
he
Twitter
was-
marketing yourself towards
it
people that have a
lines up.
sick sense of humor already.
Exactly.
So I mean,
No, he knew his audience he
No,
was going
absolutely.
towards, and when he was done, like you said, he's been apologizing for that stuff since 2014 at least that I've seen. So
that's what I have a problem with is it's not allowing someone to grow. And like I understand if you do things you because a lot of people are comparing this and like, oh well, what about RDJ? Disney hires him, and what about Johnny Depp, who a possible spousal abuse? I don't know anything about all of that, but they still
I've heard
hire
about that.
these guys. Why is this any different? And other people are like, oh well, RDJ did his time and he deserved it, but then people are still being like, this is worse. And I'm like, I don't know if saying a joke that was in bad taste
I think this
is
sets,
worse.
I think this sets a bad precedent, though.
Yeah.
This stuff's been going on for a while. Though you say something that somebody
but
doesn't
he
like,
didn't
It's
just
normally
say it.
more recent, though. It's normally
Like the stuff with Roseanne happened the night before.
And Roseanne, had happened to
Like this is 10 years ago. This has been public knowledge. This is things
Yeah.
that he's admitted to.
But
that's where my issue is because the
Roseanne
same
was attacking a certain person, though.
Yeah, well, no, but honestly, if you say the stuff he says, it's never okay.
No, absolutely
like
not.
the jokes he makes about rape and stuff like that, those aren't things you should make jokes about.
No.
And like he absolutely should have to apologize for it. I don't think he should lose his job because it's 10 years ago. If he made those jokes last night,
Oh, hell
you should
yeah.
lose your job.
You should lose your job.
But that is 10 years ago. These are things that he's grown and moved on from. He's a way better person.
Yeah.
And he's lived a life that puts the example down that you can see. I have learned from those type of
Well,
mistakes.
and like you said, with him bowing out, you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he was that same
There's that
person,
level of
there would be
maturity.
a fuck Disney, fuck everything.
Yeah.
You got, but there's not.
And those are the things where, like, when people want to compare it to those things, like when they compare to things like Roseanne, it's not the
It's not
same
the
thing.
same.
No.
She did that shit that night and
Yeah.
then was fired the next day. When if you make that shit nowadays, you should definitely get the repercussions. To fire him from this is just, to me, baffling.
Yeah, it's baffling. I think it sets a bad precedent, and it's a slippery slope.
It really is. It
delete
really
your old
is.
posts, everybody.
Well, it's the internet.
You
It's
can't.
still there.
Yeah, that shit's forever. Like you can't get rid of it. It's just you should be conscious what you say.
So, moral of the story, kids: don't send nudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
No,
like,
keep sending them to me.
yeah.
But
Not.
Well, not kids.
Just
Not
don't
kids,
make
yeah.
fuckhead jokes about
Yeah.
pedophilia and,
Yeah.
and rape. I
Yeah.
mean, it's that easy.
Just don't be a dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is it that
be excellent to each other.
be excellent to another and Wesley
Crusher.
Yeah.
Shut up, Wesley.
No, don't be a dick. That's his
Okay.
like golden rule.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. DC Animated has announced a new film next year in 2019. There'll be this is an additional one. They've got like 3 other ones already on the lineup. Batman Hush is
I
going to
agree
be
with
one of the new ones.
what TJ said. If you could rephrase in the group.
I just think it was more style over substance.
Yeah, I when Hush came out, there was so much. Just people were going kind of crazy for it.
I think
so
it was Jim Lee. Wasn't it his
comic
first
or-
work on it?
I think it
you
was
know
one
about
of
the
the
comic?
first.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
one of Jim Lee's first works on Batman.
I think so too. I think it was. I had to go read the synopsis again on Hush because I guess I get it confused with Red Hood, Jason coming back. Is it that involved in that? Because I know this is
Yeah.
like Batman's best friend from when he was a kid.
growing up.
One of the Hushes that you see is Jason Todd, but
Okay.
it's kind of retconned to be Jason Todd later.
Okay, yeah. So if I read that, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, it's basically the Riddler is fucking around with Batman, he's figured out what his secret identity is, and Riddler's organizing all these people
Maybe
to
I
attack
haven't
him.
read this, or maybe I only read part of it.
And Hush was his like best friend from growing up.
Yeah.
It wasn't a terrible story, but people like hold it up as one of the best Batman stories, and like I said,
it's not.
And I remember reading it and going, "That was all right," like. So
I have seen a lot of the art from it, and it's Jim Lee.
Oh yeah, the art
It's
is
excellent.
phenomenal. And like, I'll watch the movie. Hey, make it. That's fine, but it's
Yeah,
not.
it might end up being a good DC film, animated film.
Yeah,
So
their animated stuff is never
good.
really bad.
yeah,
Agree on
some
that.
of it can be sort of a waste of time. I didn't love that Harley Quinn one, the Batman Harley Quinn one.
Mhm.
I passed
Some
on
of the
that.
other ones have been meh, but they're usually never bad.
Yeah.
They're just meh sometimes. Speaking of DC, the Joker film that's going to be with Joaquin Phoenix finally has a title. Hang on to your shorts, guys. Joker. Surprise, surprise. The release date on
I'm
is
glad they're taking a chance on that one.
I know, they're really putting it out there.
Yeah.
The release date on that is going to be October 4th, which is a month before Wonder Woman 1984 comes out, which will be in November 1st. So that's
chancy.
yeah.
So next year,
Well, it's an R-rated movie, so I don't think it's going to compete
Robert
with
De
the
Niro
blockbuster.
has been confirmed for the movie, which I think is interesting.
That
It'd be
is-
fun if he's playing like an old Joker, like narrating his origin back to somebody.
Everyone thought he was
Kind
going
of
to
like
be
a good trope,
Carmine Falcone.
Yeah, everyone thought he was going to be Falcone, but he is not Falcone. So
He's Batman.
he's Batman now.
Oh, wow.
And Zazie Beetz.
What are you doing over there? I can't do it.
Zazie Beetz from Domino from Deadpool,
Deadpool
is
2.
also in talks to be in this film
as Batman.
as the other Batman. We got a couple of release dates. The Bloodshot film they've been working on, February 21st, 2020, and it's going to start shooting in South Africa next month.
Okay.
And Zombieland 2, October 11th, 2019.
Nice.
My
Once-
dad's birthday.
There you go. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has been moved up to July 16th of 2019. That's the new Tarantino film that's coming out.
Okay.
So it actually got moved up. Birds of Prey will start filming January 15th for a possible 2020 release. It's going to be Harley Quinn, of course.
Yeah.
Black Canary, Huntress, Cassandra Cain, and Renee Montoya.
That's odd that they're going to have two Batwomans on there, too.
There's not going to be a
There's the
not
TV
gonna be a
version.
Batwoman.
And,
Yeah, there's not going to be a Batwoman or a Batgirl in this film.
yeah.
So, because Cassandra was one of the Batwomen,
I think so,
or
yeah.
girl, I can't remember, but she's not going to be Batwoman. So,
Okay. Down with it.
Netflix. So, what were y'all's thoughts on this film coming out?
I'm
The Joker,
Good.
Birds of Prey, which one?
All of them. There's a
yeah,
bunch.
Birds of Prey. I like they're bringing Margot Robbie back as Harley.
Oh, yeah. They're going to.
Well, I think she did well with the role. I
Yep.
mean,
She absolutely did. We thought she was going to be shit, but
yeah.
she did good.
She's
for
a good actress. After watching I, Tonya, kind of compare it, I have a lot of respect for her. She's really, really good actress.
Yeah, and with the original thing, I thought this movie was supposed to be was like Birds of Prey, and it was Harley and some other people going to be the title characters. But reading this, it reads more like, okay, you've got like a classic Birds of Prey lineup against like Harley and probably some. I'm
Harley may
hoping they
end up-
bring Poison Ivy in
I-
because
Harley-
Harley and Poison Ivy
Oh, that would be
together is great.
Harley may end up being on the Birds of Prey for this. I haven't.
I hope not.
I think that's more the way they're trying to play Harley these days. Instead of a villain, a anti-hero.
For the Joker thing, I'm excited for it.
That's a lot of big names.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing. It's like you got Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, and you got Joaquin Phoenix. It doesn't make sense.
No.
If like I keep thinking like for the gotcha, but
And they're adding Zazie, the Domino from
Yeah.
Deadpool, to it. Possibly. She's in talks. So.
Her as far as an actress, she was very enjoyable with Deadpool too. I just that I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Her, I'd be like, yeah, she'll be in it. Like you throw out there's other names.
De
you're
Niro
like,
and
why the fuck?
Joaquin.
What do you guys have anything to do with it? So the script to me has to be something interesting if these guys are signing
And
on.
I think they're still playing it as an origin movie, which
That could be hit or miss. I mean, the
yeah.
Joker. the Joker's had several origin
You know
stories in the comics, and
I wanna-
none of them are ever right.
I want Phantom Menace Joker origin.
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace.
It means Mask of the Phantasm.
Sorry. Sorry,
Wow.
my brain's somewhere else. Yeah, Mask of the Phantasm. Thank you for interpreting me.
You said Phantom Menace, and I thought you said Mask of the Phantasm, and then they're like, "What?" And I had to think, "Wait, what did he say?"
Yeah,
A live action Mask of Phantasm would be fucking amazing.
Give me that story.
And that's exactly where you could put that girl. I forget her name. Zazie
Beetz.
Yeah, you could put her in as the Phantasm.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd kick ass.
Give me a story in somewhere around that, and I think that would be perfect live action.
I guess I've never seen Mask of the Phantasm.
It was so good.
I know it's like a 90s Batman thing, and it was huge, and everyone loved it.
It's one of the best Batman stories ever.
Was it the movie during the animated series?
It was. Yeah,
it's the same animation.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's phenomenal. Great story. Anyway, but if and that Joker was kind of a henchman for the mafia, for the mob and stuff like that. And I always thought it was a real cool, like, they didn't give a full origin, but they gave you like a kind of a premise around him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It could be a giant piece of shit, or it could be amazing.
Yeah.
So what about we're getting Zombieland 2 after so many years?
I'm all for that, man. Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm excited, but it's not like I'm chomping at the bit.
Yeah. It's been so long. When
I
they
just
do
hope it's on a
sequels,
bunch of throwbacks.
well, that's when you do a sequel that's that long of a break, 10 years or so,
You forget about it.
it kind of loses a lot of the oomph to it. And because
do
like
you
Zombie,
hope that they jump ahead 10 years in the story?
I don't see how they don't, honestly.
Yeah, they couldn't not, I guess.
Because Zombieland was such a fun movie. Like, I actually rewatched it not too long ago, and it's held up really well.
Our friend Jay, you probably know this, did the makeup for that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hey, bring on the second one. I'll get back in the seat and go back into that world for a couple hours.
Okay. And Bloodshot.
I don't know much about him as
Vin
a character.
Diesel's going to be I know Murph's been really into Valiant.
I read like a story with him in it, but he's not the main one, so I don't know his essence of what a character. So we'll see.
Okay. Anyone else a Bloodshot?
I couldn't no idea about that. They would make a Bloodshot movie. Like
I absolutely couldn't.
2 years ago, even.
No. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new Quentin Tarantino.
I've been looking forward to that. Yeah.
What is that about?
Not be bad.
It's about the Manson murders.
Margot Robbie's going to be in that as well. Leo is in it. Brad Pitt.
It's
kind
an
of
all-star
usual suspects.
Yeah.
Some of them.
To see
Burt Reynolds, Luke Perry.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds, Al Pacino.
Wow.
I'm excited to hear
Tim Roth.
Charles Manson's Quentin Tarantino dialogue.
That's true.
This is how you fucking cut him up. Let me show you.
Especially just to see Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio together, I think that'll be a pretty good on-screen.
Not to mention the movie game. I'm going to kick ass with that one now. 6 Degrees of Separation.
Mm-hmm. That just took care of it, honestly.
Yeah, for real. So we talked about a couple of months ago Netflix buying Millar World, Mark Millar's comic book thing. They, of course, San Diego Comic-Con, so they're going to announce some of their stuff. Here's a couple of the shows that they announced. One of them is called Empress. Queen Emperor is married to literally the worst dictator in the galaxy, King Morax. After escaping his palace with her children, lots of names, Emperor and her family must hide from Morax and his army at all costs, even if it takes teleporting from planet to planet to avoid him. So this is supposed to be kind of a space opera.
Sounds fun.
It's going to be, I believe these are the movies.
Okay.
Because there's some movies and there's some shows. Yeah, these are the movies. The one's called Huck. In a quiet seaside town, Huck uses his special gift to do one good deed a day. His neighbors
whitewashing fences.
His neighbor returns. His neighbors return
Joe's gold.
His neighbors return the favor by keeping his abilities a secret. But when a newcomer alerts the media, a firestorm erupts, sending Huck on an adventure that will change everything.
Does he get like on a raft?
River?
Yeah,
probably.
With his friend Inward Jim.
And then
INNWARD, Inward Jim. He just constantly thinks about himself and really analyzes the things he's done in the past.
Sharky the Bounty Hunter, set in a brilliant new sci-fi universe. Sharky is a blue-collar bounty hunter tracking criminals across the galaxy in his converted rocket-powered ice cream truck. Aided and abetted by his 10-year-old partner, he's out for the biggest bounty of his career.
Twisted Metal meets The Professional.
Yeah, really. Jupiter's
Meets Dog the Bounty Hunter.
And these are going to be shows.
Nobody meets
So
Dog the
Jupiter's
Bounty Hunter and lives.
Legacy is a multi-generational American superhero epic that follows the world's first generation of superheroes who received their powers in the 1930s. In present day, they are revered elder guard. They are the revered elder guard, but their superpowered children struggle to live up to the legacy feats of their parents.
Sounds like a Kingdom Come premise.
It really does. Did Miller do Kingdom Come? I can't recall.
That was
That was Alex Ross.
Well, that's the art.
I think he wrote it.
I think it was
didn't he?
Mark Wade or Kurt Busiek.
You're right.
I think it was Wade.
Was that it?
And then American Jesus, a 12-year-old boy who suddenly discovers he's returned as Jesus Christ. He can turn water into wine and make the cripple walk and perhaps even raise the dead.
All right, I like that premise.
I'm going to be really interested if they get this on
That
on
one,
there.
yeah, that one sounds like it's going to have some
on the bright
issues. So, but out of those, they paid a lot of money for this Millar World stuff.
Oh, no, it's Netflix. They'll make it if they bought it.
Oh no, yeah. That's why. That's not my question. My question is,
It's Miller time.
How many sound interesting to watch?
how many? They put a lot of money into this. They're going to make these things. How many of these sound good to you guys?
The last two, the one set in the 30s and present day.
That one sounds great.
Kind of sounds like a little Astro City-ish in a way.
Mm-hmm.
All of them sound good.
And then the Jesus Christ one.
That one sounds pretty great.
Jesus.
Just give me interesting and original.
Sounds because the way they're describing
sounded the most boring to me.
Oh, that one sounded.
The Empress's New Regalia.
The one with the galactic ice cream truck. Is that going to be like
Sharky
a
the Bounty Hunter?
show?
No, that's a movie.
Or is that going to be like an animated?
A movie.
I think it's going to. I don't know that.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I just tried to Google.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if any of these are live action or not.
Yeah.
I was trying to Google a Sharky the Bounty Hunter, and I couldn't find a lot of images of it, so I'm kind of curious. Wow.
Yeah,
it's a galactic ice cream
they've already
truck.
talked
Just sounds
about
like an animated
big,
thing.
Things that he has. Kick-Ass, and what else was there?
Invincible?
Yeah. No, that was Kirkman.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. This stuff's coming to Netflix. I don't think we have any kind of release date or anything on it. So let's get to the trailers. We got a lot of them. The first one, TV shows, we got The Gifted Season 2. I think I'm the only one that's watched The Gifted.
Yeah.
I thought it was lackluster. I know people love the hell out of it. Season 2 looks interesting. It's X-Men, even if it's bad. I think the only X-Men thing I have...
Austin, so...
I did go through... Fuck yeah. I've never watched the original 90s Generation X movie, but just because you can't get it on anything. But I'm going to watch it. I'm a glutton for punishment. So
yeah, I understand.
Y'all watched the trailer. Did it spark your interest at all?
Not a bit.
Not a bit?
I mean, I noticed a couple characters. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm... The premise looks okay, but at this point, I don't even think I want to get attached.
Yeah, there's about a dozen other shows I would rather recommend to people than this one. At least a dozen. Like to someone like you that's already seen most of the stuff I've seen. So, DC Universe. Funny enough, I prepaid for my DC Universe subscription. They put a thing out.
I'm gonna do it Friday. I think
it's $75 today. For the whole thing, but they give you 3 extra months. So it's
$75 for 15 months.
For 15 months.
When does that offer end?
Tonight.
Okay.
So I went ahead and did it. Yeah. I went ahead and did it today. So I'll get some of these shows and have the access to the movies and the comics is what I'm really
more for the comic. Because even if I just do month to month, because with that price point, I'm thinking it'll be $10 a month.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 or less.
Yeah. Because it's the same with Marvel Unlimited. If you sign up for the entire year, you got it for around
$69 for the year.
So it's around the same price point. I might just do it month to month, but that's such a good deal. $75 for that long.
For 15 months. I figure also 15 months will give me enough time that I can read through a bunch of the stuff that I want to, number one. Watch some of these shows, see how I like it, and see how it goes. Because I know Marvel's still going to be my mainstay for like reading comics, but there's a lot of DC stuff that I don't own. I have a shitload of comic boxes piled up here, and a lot of them are DC, and it kind of means I don't have to keep those now because a lot of them are just like, I could read that or I could read X-Men spinoff, whatever. I'm usually going to pick the Marvel stuff. But if I have it there on digital and I can just read it at lunch or whatever on a plane or driving, I'm going to do that.
I wouldn't read them while fucking.
Yeah.
Allison would be
Allison
pissed.
doesn't mind.
She's already
Depends on
done
the
with you.
position.
Barely there anyway.
So Jeff Johns announced that they're working on a Stargirl for this
DC Universe.
DC Universe
Comic or
show, a live action Stargirl, because he sort of created that character, Stargirl, not Starman,
Yeah.
and is real excited about it. So I've always that's another one of those characters that I've like kind of been interested in, Starman and Stargirl. She was in Legends, and I really enjoyed her character on that. So I'm looking forward to that. But we actually got a trailer for Titans.
People are hating on that trailer.
Wow, aren't they?
I don't think it looks great, in all honesty. It looks very, you can tell it's low budget, but it also doesn't look as bad as people are putting out. I think
It looks the same as everything else that people are going crazy for right now. Like the same level of production quality.
I don't think it looked any worse than like The Gifted. You know, I thought it was right on the
Actually, in some ways, I thought it looked better. I thought
really
Robin looked really good.
And the costumes are incredible in it.
Yeah, the quick little fight scene looked pretty brutal.
People are pissed about Starfire.
Yeah.
And Starfire looks rough in it right now. She doesn't look like her actual character. Whatever. But it's not a good design. But also, you get less than 3 seconds of Starfire in this trailer.
True, but you've also had the photos taken on set.
It could be from the same part of this. Starfire might show up at the end of this, and she's like, people are like, oh, she's dressed like a prostitute. She could be homeless or something when she comes up.
Whenever you see cell phone photos,
that stuff's horrible.
You can't judge them. It's just like when you put, like, honestly, we're going to go to Shazam in a minute, but like that is like the perfect example, because like the costume photos on set where they're taking them from cell phones to what you see in a movie are just night and day of how much better it looks.
The only issue I saw with the Titans was the Raven's wig. That looked fake. That looked really bad.
It looked better than Starfire's, but
But like when she's going, like,
other than that, that's my issue. Was that it didn't look bad at all.
I know some people are complaining about the "fuck Batman" thing.
I thought that was hilarious.
Funny, it's perfectly Dick Grayson's mindset when he's on the Titans, though.
Yeah.
He this is when he is broken away from Batman and he's trying to do his own thing and be his own person.
And Batman keeps getting thrown back at him.
Yeah, it's right before he goes to Nightwing to really separate himself. So
I thought it made sense. It
is very much a like, I'm the goddamn Batman. It's like that kind of thing. I think that's going to become a thing. Fuck Batman.
Oh, it already has.
Yeah, it's going to really be a thing. Nathan made the point, like, for budget wise, for something new, a brand new streaming service.
Yeah,
it looks decent for that.
It looks great for that.
Yeah,
for like DC, like they're putting all the money into it themselves.
This is their first.
It's Warner Brothers, so it's their.
Yeah.
We got to think this is also one of the big lures of like, hey, sign up for the year. This is one of the things you'll get.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see what they bring with it.
Yeah. We got a new trailer for. No one was expecting this. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. This is going to be
left field.
Yeah, this was complete left field because I thought that was over and done with.
Yeah.
They got to do like 5 or 6 extra episodes to tack it on to when it was thrown onto Netflix. But apparently there's going to be 12 new episodes, and it's going to be on what they started calling Disney Direct.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Disney's new service, quote unquote, whatever that they've been talking about for forever. And it looks like that's the way you're going to get to watch this, is it's going to be on Disney Direct. I'm hoping that Disney Direct is the rename of Hulu.
I'm really
but
hoping
I doubt that's going to be the case. Maybe it's an additional, like, pay an extra $3 and get Disney Direct on Hulu.
I would do that.
Pay an extra $5. I'd be into that.
Something's going to have to drop soon. So,
what were your thoughts on this, TJ? Because I know you're a big.
Oh man, I like how, and I mentioned it before, and it. They've changed the outfits from Obi-Wan and Anakin from like that armor that they were wearing into Episode 3 versions.
Yeah.
And it looks like the story they're going to be telling is Ahsoka in the Mandalorian Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
Because Darth Maul...
I hope we're getting that, and we get the, like... Because we got the Hermit... clone troopers and Rebel. So,
Yeah.
like, why are they hermits out on this planet and stuff like that?
If this story is going to tell what I think it's going to tell, it's also going to have the story of how Captain Rex and Ahsoka kind of faked their deaths so that they could disappear from Anakin and the Jedi Purge and everything. So I'm real interested to see how they do this.
If you're a Star Wars fan and you have not watched Clone Wars, because I slept on it for a long time, and I finally watched through it, and god damn, it is good, and Rebels is incredible, and the next season, the last season of Rebels is coming out on Blu-ray.
It totally changes how you watch Episode 3 as well.
Yeah.
I watch Episode 3 in a totally different way after watching Clone Wars.
Yeah, they fixed so much in the prequels with these. I highly recommend those.
Yes.
So me and TJ are pretty stoked about it. So Iron Fist, we got a new teaser for Iron Fist. Everyone hated on Iron Fist season 1.
It was pretty rough.
It had
Rightfully so.
It had its issues.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the panel, the producers and everything were like, "Hey, we listened. We're gonna up the the choreography is gonna be better. Danny Rand's not gonna be such of a bitch. I don't think they said that.
Danny Rand.
But in Luke Cage, the one episode he was in was
amazing,
so good. It was the Danny Rand that I was hoping they were building towards.
Yeah. It only took 13 episodes of his series and 8 episodes of Defenders to get it. So.
Well, and I mean that's still only like a couple of months in their world of whatever development. He was really good in that. So I didn't hate Luke or Iron Fist.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was perfectly fine.
It was the weakest of all of those, for sure. But it looks like Typhoid Mary has been confirmed as one of the villains in.
Interesting, nice street level villain.
Yeah. In Iron Fist season 2, and she is of course connected with the Hand and all of that stuff. So
it's also interesting. She's one of the few superpowered. Well, it's an odd superpower she has.
I don't recall. I read her in some Spider-Man stuff, and I know
she's been involved with Spider-Man and Daredevil.
Yeah, she has multiple personalities and stuff like that.
She's got 2 personalities.
What's the other one?
Just Mary.
Oh, okay, just Mary.
Yeah, and she has that power to like burn people or something like that.
Okay, I thought it was something weird like that.
Yeah, it's a really strange one, but it fits. It's especially since Iron Fist is more of a physical hero, so it'll be a good match. And
this is going to be coming out on September 7th, so
that's
pretty soon. Nightflyers. This is a sci-fi show on Sci-Fi by George R.R. Martin,
the writer.
Yeah. So what we're
Game of Thrones.
So Nightflyer
I thought it was
is
famous for something.
Yeah. The Nightflyer is a sci-fi film, like I said.
It's about a magical
Sci-Fi.
dragon that flies through mystical time and space and attacks. Colleges?
Did they say it was a movie or a show?
Disabled?
No, this is a show.
This is a show on Sci-Fi.
This is the one Nathan was showing us a while back.
That's what I was wondering.
Miniseries.
I misspoke, Chuck. It happens.
I was just checking.
Yes,
it looks good.
I like how the only time Chuck has spoken in the last 20 minutes is to correct you.
Yeah.
I said yeah a couple times.
This is why he's going to get stabbed.
Chuck doesn't like to add anything. He just likes to correct people.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you said...
That's what you should be saying whenever you correct people now.
It's a mini-series, actually.
Yeah,
So I was wondering.
Like Event Horizon.
It does look... It has Event Horizon feel to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought there were some shots, like the engine core looks very similar.
I'm very impressed by just the production value.
I was going to say that because Sci-Fi for a long time has not been known for their production value.
Is this the one where they built like half the damn station or something?
Yeah, they built like a huge set, which is always going to look better when it's on camera. It's not a shitty green screen the whole time. Now I'm pretty excited for it, especially to say that for a sci-fi show. It's always it seems like every year they just step it up more and more with them. From like The Expanse, I know a lot of people enjoyed that, and that was pretty decent. I started
that the other day while I was doing comic book stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, this is way more than I want to actually get into this."
Yeah. No, The Expanse
so I had to dial it back.
It's really I've only watched episode 2, but I know a lot of people that have actually watched the full thing and they love it. Say it's great.
Yeah, it's on my short list right now. Overlord. We got
Okay.
a trailer for this.
So I thought it was the video game adaptation of the I think it was
Wolfenstein?
of the game Overlord.
Oh, that was a fun game anyway.
That was fun. I was like, "Fuck yeah, you're gonna be a
Where you're like playing Sauron in Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings instead of
with a bunch of little minions getting run on there." Although it was not that at all. It was Mike. Explain this trailer, sir.
Please, because I think Mike loves
this is right
movie.
up Mike's alley.
yes.
So it's
No backs, but
it's produced and directed, I think, by J.J. Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
it's not directed by JJ.
But at least
It's,
produced.
yeah, it's directed by Julius Avery.
It looks like a Sam Raimi.
Ooh,
movie.
I love Julius Avery.
Oh, do you? Okay, because I was
I've
gonna
never
say-
heard of this person.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I went and looked, and he's
I love him for
directed
doing this.
Son of a Gun, Jerrycan, and Yardbird. So, and he wrote Yardbird.
What is
so,
he, a New Zealander?
I don't know.
I've never heard any of
I
those
hadn't
movies.
either. No, yeah, there's very little on him on IMDb, so he hasn't really done a lot. He's
Just 3 movies.
Yeah. Okay, Mike.
all
Overlord.
shorts. So
Okay.
So the movie starts out. It takes place in World War II. The main character is drafted into the military. He's the only black person in the squad, so I don't know if that'll play a part, because I know that they had separate squads then for race a lot of times. Regardless, it looks like kind of a storming the beaches of Normandy type thing. The main character's plane gets shot down, and just standard World War II movie. And then some human experimentation, some occult stuff starts happening.
Uh-huh.
The phrase I liked is 1,000-year reign needs 1,000-year soldiers, referring to the Third Reich's Hitler's exclamation that it would last 1,000
Super
years.
soldiers.
So it could go either way at this point, if it's going to be good or bad. But it looks really
it at
good.
least looks interesting.
Am I the only one that got a feel of like Evil Dead, Sam Raimi, like just quirkiness of how crazy it's going to be?
Yeah, because there was almost like I don't even know how to put this. It's like, I wouldn't call it dark or black humor. It just seems like the characters are cooler with it than...
Well, because that's what I got. I got a very cabin in the woods type feel, like of it, like this is going to be almost like that action horror comedy where it's not trying to be like a bunch of yucks, but it's definitely tongue in cheeks with everything.
It felt a little Resident Evil-y to me, but that might just be the zombie aspect of it.
I think it was mostly it's that scene, and it shows the guy with like half his face mauled off or mutated, but he's smiling, and it just reminded me of like Evil Ash, like almost.
It looks really interesting. I'm excited about it. I love World War II together, but like the whole conspiracy theories and everything about the Nazis dabbling in the occult, I just love it. So and that's kind of reminiscent of Hellboy and
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, and what else? Blood Rain, a really cool video game series that came out for PS2.
Not the movie.
The movies.
No. The movie, they did make a movie. Uwe Boll made a movie, so you can kind of tell it. But pretty much, you're a vampire killing Nazis who are using occult powers, so it's pretty fucking cool. So I'm glad they're kind of getting back into it, especially with Bad Robot behind it, J.J. Abrams' company. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
And this has a release date of November 9th, so you'll be able to see that. This
2
year.
days
that's not
before
that far.
Armistice Day.
It kind of had me fooled at the beginning because Overlord. I'm thinking, okay, it's Normandy. Oh no, never mind.
No, it's not.
That's right, Operation Overlord.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, due out May 22nd. We got a trailer for this. What were y'all's thoughts? Is anyone in here like a huge Godzilla fan?
I think
Nathan.
Chuck busted a nut when he was watching that trailer.
probably did.
I enjoy
I thought I
watching a
was a
Godzilla
fan, and
movie
then I saw
every
Chuck
once in a
watch
while.
that.
But
Are you a big fan of like the old school ones, or
I just like monsters.
The monsters.
First Godzilla
the
99.
kaiju
Yeah.
in general, the big monsters.
99
It was Matthew
soundtrack.
Broderick and John Reno.
That's the only Godzilla to me. Other than that, there is no Godzilla.
Nathan has 99 problems, but a Godzilla ain't one of them.
Godzilla movie is not.
But no, I think this is going to be really. I think it's going to be really good. A lot better than the last one that came out, because the big complaint was Godzilla didn't show up towards mid to late of the
And they're
movie.
like, well, you thought that, so you want more Godzilla, huh?
oh,
And
you're
it's just-
getting in this.
Yeah, the movie looks almost like an art piece at sometimes, just because of just how just big and grand and near celestial a lot of these monsters look like. Because from what I gathered from the trailer, they're looking to awaken all these dormant monsters, quote unquote monsters,
elder gods,
Titans,
who reside on Earth, and I don't know if there's some kind of Lovecraftian type magic keeping them at bay or something.
It's like, man, this is like the Lovecraft movie that we'll never get, and they're just making it with Godzilla and his monsters.
Yeah, I couldn't quite grasp. Are they waking them up to fight Godzilla, or
I think they're waking them up to fight something else?
The three-headed one, was it Gyrodon or something?
Ghidorah.
Yeah. He's an alien in the old Japanese ones.
And he's referred to... you can find the Monarch files. They've been releasing just stuff about the movie. He's Monster Zero, but he's the last of the three they found out. But apparently he's the first one, so it's a weird thing they're doing.
Okay.
But no, I'm excited for this because I just want to see a fucking battle royale with fucking kaiju.
The only way to balance the world is to wake all of these.
Yeah.
I'm like, how fucked is your role where you're like, let's wake up all these giant monsters?
Yeah, I think me and Nathan came up with a good tagline: to save the world, we must destroy the world. Because that's what it looks like.
Rodan literally is just a giant pterodactyl that comes out of the fucking volcano, and he's when he's flying, you actually see embers and just volcanic, just lava shit just falling off
seemed like he was almost
on fire,
containing the volcano too, so it wouldn't erupt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looked like he may have been the top of the volcano.
Yeah,
he was kind of hugging it.
So how many of y'all in here is this go see it?
It
comes out.
I'm definitely gonna see it.
This looks like a fun movie.
Movies like that are
it's going to be a popcorn destroyer.
That's May 22nd of next year. So
and also the cast they have for it.
Yeah,
it's
11
not
was
a
in
shit
it from.
Cast.
Does it?
I'm saying it's not a shitty cast.
Although I have to say, the last Godzilla movie had a pretty good cast, and it was a lot to be desired. Also, it had an amazing trailer. I don't know if you guys remember the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer was amazing.
It was one of the best trailers of the year.
I watched that instead of the movie.
Yeah.
Just like John Carter.
January 18th of 2019, we're getting M. Night Shyamalan's Glass. This is a continuation of Split and Unbreakable.
Last name Glass. You don't like me, you can kiss my ass.
And Nathan's mixtape for this is coming out the same week.
Looks like fun.
Yeah, it does.
It makes me want to watch the other two.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch Unbreakable.
I hate Shyamalan.
I feel he was a hack. He made a good movie. He made Unbreakable, which was great. He made The Sixth Sense, which is actually a pretty good movie.
Which was how he got to make Unbreakable.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry. Flip that around. And then he just made fucking crappy movies. Like Lady in the Water was shit. I fucking hate that.
I think that was one of the ones I actually enjoyed a little bit. Village was shit.
Terrible.
The Happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was bad.
I didn't even watch that one.
I watched it.
I didn't watch
Signs.
I got tricked so many times.
I didn't like Signs. Signs, I find a lot of people are kind of 50-50. Some people actually enjoyed Signs. I didn't. I
like Signs a lot.
Yeah. And it's one of those I might need to rewatch because there is some good actors in that one. So, but with that being said,
he's cast a lot of good actors. Just sometimes the stories just don't work that well.
Well, he also
Last Airbender.
He got real big.
Fucking horrible.
That
one was fucking
horrible. I've never
horrible.
seen it.
He started to rely on the twist. That was his thing. Like, I'm going to go watch this movie and there's going to be a crazy twist at the end.
He didn't start relying on it. He started with Sixth Sense.
And there was the
Sixth
twist.
Sense is you can't rewatch that film.
But in Unbreakable, there was a twist.
Yeah.
And then, they made The Village. There was a twist. But that was the reason you went and saw his movies, for the twist.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I heard nothing but good things about Split. I know a lot of people thought it was a decent movie. And so with that, and now you get Mr. Glass. And I have to say, the preview to this looks pretty fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I like Bruce Willis when he's an old, angry fuck, which he is all the time.
Yeah. So you like Bruce Willis.
You should love Death Wish then.
Yeah. And then, is it James McAvoy?
James McAvoy and Samuel L. Jackson. Not
that's a solid
Sam Jackson.
Solid cast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so...
And McAvoy is acting his ass off in this, which looks like probably just a continuation of what he did in Split.
Yes.
It is.
Because I like the beginning, you got a psychiatrist in there, I specialize in treating people who think they're superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And
imagine all the superheroes she's crushed.
And then you got
Imagine the ones with like the really crappy powers, like,
like
Condiment King or something.
like great powers, but she's like, these don't exist. Like, but okay, that doesn't exist.
Captain Britain would be up shit creek in there. His powers rely on his confidence.
But I have to say, the quick shots of a lot of, honestly, the McAvoy stole that trailer to me. Everything I've seen, just like him as a villain, just this beastly monster that I guess is living inside of him. The Beast.
No, he turns into the Beast.
Is that did that in Split too?
No, he's like running around.
Well, I know I saw that in that, but I was wondering,
you haven't seen Split, so.
Yeah. So would you call me Split?
Does he have superpowers in it? Does it seem like? I don't watch it. I'll watch it.
What I kind of said to Nathan was that it's like, I guess due to his specific mental illness of him having different identities and him becoming that person 100%, that I guess his ability to believe makes it so.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
weird.
Because doesn't he get shot and split, and it's just like it doesn't like it's like it should have been.
Well,
a
they
fatal
talked
shot.
about people being bulletproof in it and stuff. So
No, he takes like
that was
Willis.
reference to Willis because he's
a fatal shot, and he literally just pulls the bullet out.
Mr. Unbreakable.
And he's like, okay, but he runs up a fucking wall, like literally hands and feet just running up a wall.
Yeah, he's a literal beast.
Yes,
it looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes, sir. January next year, you said 19th.
19,
or
buddy.
just January of next year.
January 18th of next year.
Okay.
Fantastic Beast: Crimes of Grindelwald. We got a new trailer for this.
This movie looks like it's gonna be a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah,
It looks really
I was
good.
going to see this one in theaters.
The first one was real good.
Yeah, I love the first one.
Much to my wife's dismay, I am not a huge Harry Potter fan. But I went and watched Fantastic Beasts, and I don't know all that reading them books bullshit about the Harry Potters. And she sure does, but so she had a great time with a lot of the little things. It's like me going to watch a Marvel movie with her. It's the flip of that. She knows all the little stuff.
All these Easter eggs.
Yeah, I don't know all the Easter eggs. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really good. So I'm looking forward to this. This looks great.
I like that you're getting a little bit more of a Dumbledore. Is it Jude Law? That's
Jude Law.
Yeah. And kind of seeing him and Grindelwald's like relationship that they've always hinted about and things like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know much of the story. I'm kind of with you, Ray. I know what I've been told.
Yeah,
from my wife.
exactly.
Me too.
But I'm excited for this movie because the trailer, like, so I was like getting excited, like the scene with the carriage being flown by.
Yeah.
I was like, that fucking just looks like fun. Looks like a movie. I want to be in a theater. I want to be just surrounded by people and just going on that adventure into that world because I love those characters.
Watch
I
out,
really do.
bitch! He got a wand.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be me in the back. Oh shit! Oh, don't go in there.
Avada Kedavra, no, he motherfucking didn't.
Turn around, it's Grindelwald! Gryffindor!
Grindelwald, fuck you!
Yeah. Dumbledore, why you ain't do that?
Oh shit!
Oh snap!
He just kissed that dude. The fuck?
Man, what kind of Harry Potter is this?
It's like no book for kids.
So
The touching wands, man.
How does the one wand know how
Why are
to
they
open it
docking their
except the
wands
other?
together?
Just shooting power back and forth between the wand tips.
Forever.
must be power wizards.
Power cream. Oh,
Wizard.
man.
Well, it is liquid, like we know when you see Harry and Harry and what's his face at the end of
Voldemort.
Henderson.
He Who Must Not Be Named.
Harry Anderson.
Yeah, Harry and the Hendersons versus Harry Potter.
All right, so we also got a trailer finally for Aquaman that's coming out December 21st.
Man, that shit was dope. Did you guys see that? Motherfucker was like, yeah, bitch, I'm Aquaman. Woo! I got this badass redhead want to grab my dick.
That's his mom.
Dick.
Yeah, boy, I got sharks and shit and there's whales. Motherfucker.
And
Look
a
at
sea
these-
turtle.
Look at these OC tattoos.
That fucking
People want
poster.
to fight. I'm the king, bitch.
You
Drink my
want to fight?
whiskey.
I want to fuck.
Yeah, fuck you up.
Or just fuck you if you're into
Basically
it.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was dope. Did you see
It's like
when
if Nickelback was a superhero.
That's the most bro movie I've ever seen.
No, absolutely. I don't know why Vin Diesel isn't playing Aquaman.
Too busy doing
grout the
Triple
hair.
X4.
Yeah.
We've got to step up our game and put Triple X underwater.
I was already mad when Justice League trailers came out and they made him such a bro. It's like, and then he had his my man, but he wasn't super horrible.
That's
in
because
Justice
he was in
League.
very small doses.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like doable. I was like, okay, he's not as bad because I like Jason Momoa. He's cool, dude.
He's enjoyable. Honestly, he reminds me right now where he's at is where The Rock was when he was starting to make his upswing. Yeah. Even though they're just both big buff dudes. I know he wasn't a wrestler, but I think he's kind of finding his pace in the movies. And I'm hoping Aquaman will be a stepping stone for him to do better things. Yeah.
They have connections. Like The Rock was in the Baywatch movie, and Jason Momoa started his career on Baywatch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that.
6 degrees of separation.
They're both
Good job,
big,
Mike.
beefy dudes.
Yep.
With that being said, people are fucking loving this trailer, and I don't get it.
I think the same things that people are losing
Dude,
their shit
turtles are
about,
badass.
the same things that people are losing their shit about hating about Titans are the reasons they should be hating this. It looks cheesy.
Like,
it looks bad.
Bro, you ever seen a shark with a fucking head laser?
It looks
shit's dope.
This is the
CG looks
Fast
bad
and the
on
Furious
It looks
of
terrible.
superhero movies.
I know this is
No,
kind
yeah.
of not the point, but it just doesn't seem to have a lot of substance.
No.
The only thing that looks good in that entire, I did
It's
think
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, he looked good. But Black Manta, I thought it looked pretty.
Especially when he
looked
blows
badass.
in that submarine, like, permission to come aboard. Give him that, like, sexy wink.
Yeah. Wink. Man,
gonna fuck
then
you
he like
guys.
lifts up that submarine with his boner.
Permission to fuck this up.
He's like, it's time to get to the top. Oh, just a giant dick floats him up. That's actually his dick that pops.
God.
That's not a submarine.
That's his dick.
That's Aquaman's giant steel cock.
His blotation device.
Quick, redhead, blow me away.
Oh, man.
Maybe they'll have time to work on some of the CG
Yeah,
before it comes out.
I'm hoping
What's it,
because
4 months?
December. It's in December.
If he doesn't say
DC Ember.
at one time, it'll be a well of a time.
a well of a time.
Hey, why don't you call me on my cell phone?
I was actually kind of looking forward to hoping that this was going to be a good thing. Like maybe they were going to turn things around with this.
No.
It looks bad, guys. I'm sorry. I know y'all are out there on the
Ocean, why
internet.
am I so salty?
All the stuff. Speaking of ocean, all the stuff underwater looks horrible.
Nah, man. Your
I
eyes are
think
just
this
fucked
is-
up.
I don't know why they didn't train a bunch of sharks and put laser beams on their heads and shit. And
This is just
That
going
could
to
be
be
the
a
bad guy.
cattle prod them.
No, they got to shoot the laser at the thing they want the shark to attack.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
they
what
gotta
Oh,
do.
yeah.
If he comes home to his underwater castle,
His underwear.
he should be like, kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, there's my catfish. Catfish.
Oh, my God.
Or it's just a drowned cat carcass. Oh, yeah, forgot, bro.
Yeah.
Get another one, bro.
And why does he have a shuttlecraft to go down to Atlantis?
Because he
He's
doesn't
lazy.
understand.
You can swim, Chuck,
He's the king,
but a boat's
Chuck.
way faster.
He's the king. He can do what he wants.
I think he.
Say that as
He
you
can
walk
swim
home
super
tonight.
fucking fast, though.
Yeah, because they show him swimming super fucking fast.
But you can't listen to sweet jams
Yeah.
when you're just superpowered, like shooting
He's got
across
to
the
be
ocean.
playing some Bon Jovi and some
He's
Nickelback on his way
wanted
down.
dead or alive.
So, complete side note, but I've always wondered how aggravating it is for superheroes to have to take slower modes of transportation to maintain their identity. Like, I can teleport, but I have to fucking sit in this goddamn bus with this person who thinks I'm just a regular dude and go across the whole fucking United States.
Inconvenient.
I could literally be there right now.
I think that's why I always love Magic from the X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause she gives 2 fucks about
No.
going where she
Well,
needs to
and
go.
also there's a whole issue about because Quicksilver in the comic books is an angry motherfucker.
Oh,
and there's a
man.
whole issue about him talking
Is that
about
his
that.
superhero? Angry motherfucker? Is that his name?
He's sitting there talking to to the psychiatrist,
Val Kilmer.
to Doc Sampson, Val
Yeah.
Cooper hired.
About how he's such a hothead because everything is so slow for him unless he's like doing stuff his speed. So like he's just frustrated with everyone all the time. So that is an interesting take on.
You
on
want to hang
those
out
things.
with me, you have to do meth.
Just to be a quarter of where I am. But yeah, Aquaman looks pretty rough.
I'll go
Does it
see
look
it.
Venom rough or
No, actually, I think it looks rougher than Venom.
okay?
No.
I think Venom looks worse.
I don't think that's a fair comparison. Just
Yeah.
because
I think Venom
know-
actually has a good actor in it.
I know what this is going for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this was like a high budget turd versus a
Low budget turd.
like
a Sony
a
turd.
YouTube fan film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
the
Venom
things I
looks
do,
like.
if I try and look at the positives, Aquaman, which is hard, is I think they're trying to be more lighthearted, and it's supposed
Yeah.
to be more of a fun movie. They're definitely not going for the dark grittiness
Yeah.
that they know. So kind of like
Thanks for the save, turtle bro.
I mean, honestly, I think
Hi,
that's
Finn.
kind of why they're like, yeah, dude, let's just have him be Bro 1000, just having a good old time.
Yeah.
Like Jason Momoa, just be you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, a lot of stuff they're doing, like the whole Throne of Atlantis with the Orm. Dude, the animated and the comic, that's some violent shit that they have in there.
yeah, there's some dark stuff that comes up in that storyline,
like-
but we'll see.
Yeah, I know it won't happen in the movie, but it's some pretty dark shit.
Somebody's getting a hook hand.
I
hope.
Probably the bus driver. Come on in, boys.
And then we also got a trailer for Shazam. I don't think anyone was expecting this. What were your thoughts on the Shazam
2
trailer?
Captain Marvel movies coming out next year.
It's like Big meets Kazam, that movie with Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm kind of hoping that is Shaquille O'Neal. It's the ancient guy or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. It's not.
I know
But,
it's not, but
that's
that
a
would be
good-
amazing, though.
Yeah.
Probably Jared Leto.
I
He's in fucking everything now.
I don't know, man. Watching that trailer, I'm very excited. I always
It's fun.
Yeah,
It is fun.
It's fun. It looks just like it's going to be a roller coaster of just goofiness.
It does look goofy. The only thing I have against it right now is that
White people.
Billy Batson seems
Badass?
a lot older
Than he should be.
than especially how he starts acting as Shazam.
Oh, see, I thought that fit. Like, imagine you're a teenager and all of a sudden you can do anything.
He's probably supposed to be like 12, maybe.
I don't know.
But his level of excitement is like, holy shit, I'm bulletproof.
Yeah.
You know, like
I don't think the character.
I could see
Maybe
him
for
being-
the movies, I don't think the character can be too young. It might be harder for people to relate to them.
12 or 13 is what I was expecting.
That's
him to
that
be.
looks about where he's at.
That's like
about
9 or 10-year-old.
10 or 11.
Oh, okay.
sure
See, I
you
was
would
expecting more
Because he
12 to
acts
13.
more 10, 11
Yeah.
than 12, 13 in
I
that
don't
trailer.
know. It seems kind of 12 or 13.
That's
Hopefully
where-
he'll hit
that's where
puberty
it was.
halfway
Billy
through the
acts
movie.
more like 14, 15 in the trailer. And
Right.
then Shazam acts more like in that 10, 11, 12 range.
But you
So
gotta think,
it's jarring how different the two characters are.
I don't know. From a trailer, from what we're
From
saying,
the trailer.
I feel it's pretty in line with like he's definitely more of an angry kid with what you're seeing to when all of a sudden he's having superpowers. So you're probably also getting a different.
That would improve my mood.
Yeah, so I can fucking
No,
fly.
absolutely.
Well, he really couldn't fly.
He'll fly.
He'll fly. He can
I know.
fly.
Third time Chuck's talked to correct somebody.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, he couldn't fly.
Yeah, that's all you're just
You
doing.
can
Is
jump
just
really
saying.
But seeing this trailer
Contribute
from
to
seeing
the podcast.
pictures and things like that, and being like kind of worried because I always thought Shazam was just was a fun character for what
Now,
I read.
I've always, he's been one that I've thought that I maybe want to read, but then I read the stuff and I'm like,
I've
I
read
like
one
the
or two.
idea of
I've
it.
read
Yeah.
a couple of his books here and there, and he's definitely. I like like the newer books were fine that I read, and I like him when he's also in like the Justice League and stuff
That's
like
where
that.
do
I
like
like
that
him.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
That-
like him as much as a lead character.
More
He's
of a
like the
supporting
Hulk.
character.
He's more of
Yeah.
a let's have
Support.
him
Yeah.
over here to the side.
If
But-
we ever get a Justice League 2, do you think we would get Shazam
Yes.
in it?
Oh yeah.
100%.
And it would be so fucking stupid and it'd be awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he would be great in it.
Yeah.
Especially if none of the other characters know. Like in a
Yeah.
lot of the setups for Justice League stuff,
They
don't
invite
know that he
Shazam,
is
but
a
they don't know
kid.
he's a kid. Yeah.
Exactly. But from just being the first trailer out, I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen with that
It
movie.
honestly also sort of has an Ant-Man feel to it.
yeah,
Um,
and it makes a lot more sense for the suit as well, because even in the trailers now, I mean, it's got the glowy parts and stuff. The parts I had was like the issues I had with the suit originally was it was obviously a muscle suit put on
Yeah.
this
and it
guy,
still looks pretty obvious that it's a
Yeah.
muscle suit.
but it makes so much more sense though
Yeah.
because it is a kid just goofing off.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm down with it.
Bring it on. I will gladly
Get
go
that
see that
Meteor
one.
Man level outfit.
Yes.
Exactly. All right, so we made it.
All
We got
right,
all the way through.
congratulations, guys.
There's the news.
Let us
Holy
know what you
shit.
think.
Yeah, for real.
And give us some feedback. And that's it for this podcast. We're out of here.
Spotify.
Say it's her
Instagram.
birthday, and then tell me I don't give a fuck. It's her birthday.
All right, guys.
Spotify, Instagram.
Yeah, all that. And we've
Usual
got some
suspects.
questions for this week, but
Live
we will
journal,
answer them
MySpace.
next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, fuck you, Brian.
Later, guys.
Later, boners.
Nerds Who Get Late Sometimes is recorded at the illustrious Big Brown Record Town Studios in beautiful downtown Lake City. Episodes are published each Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nerds Who Get Laid. We're at Nerds Who Get Laid on Twitter and Instagram. We're part of the Geeks Worldwide Podcast Network. You can find reviews and articles we write at thegww.com. We're also part of the Modest Pod Podcast Network. We're on FloridaGeekscene.com and also WeBeGeeksPC.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. You can also check out the show notes for links about things we talked about in this episode. Thanks so much.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks Assemble!